Hey everyone, and welcome to today's Explainer. So we're diving straight into a phenomenon that has basically hijacked the internet lately, and it's our intense, honestly kind of hypnotic obsession with extreme digital wealth. We're taking a look at a specific, fascinating source that visualizes the fortunes of top creators, and we're going to break down exactly why millions of us just can't seem to look away. It's an incredible look at what captures our collective curiosity right now. So let's just jump straight into the numbers. Right off the bat, have you ever wondered who holds the title of the wealthiest YouTuber in the world? That is the exact question posed right in the description of our primary source material today. It's a beautifully simple question, right? But man, is it a powerful hook. It pulls us straight into this grand mystery. Obviously, we all know these creators make serious money, but actually quantifying it, comparing it, officially crowning a quote-unquote wealthiest creator, that taps into a really basic human curiosity about status and success in this digital age. It's like a shared thought experiment that we are all suddenly hooked on. And just look at the sheer scale of that curiosity. Over 20,396,000 views. That is the staggering number of people who clicked on a single video by a channel called Real Data, simply to watch a comparison of creator net worths. Like, we aren't talking about a high-budget action movie or a massive, heavily produced sporting event here. This is a purely data-driven video. This massive view count beautifully illustrates the colossal scale of our cultural fascination with internet money. It basically proves that the data itself is now the main event. So who exactly are the subjects of all this massive curiosity? Well, the source material specifically measures the colossal fortunes of heavyweights like Jeffree Star, Mr. Beast, and KSI. And here is where the data gets genuinely mind-blowing. The visualization reveals Jeffree Star towering over everyone else with a staggering estimated net worth of $200 million, mostly fueled by his massive makeup empire, of course. Then you've got Mr. Beast crossing the $105 million mark, and KSI sitting around $25 million thanks to his boxing and energy drink ventures. Listen, these aren't just folks making videos in their bedrooms anymore. They are massive, multinational conglomerates disguised as internet personalities. Grounding that abstract internet fame in these hard, multi-million-dollar numbers is exactly why millions are desperately trying to calculate their net worths. To satisfy all this curiosity, creators rely on a very specific format, and this brilliantly illustrates how we consume complex info today, the real-scale 3D comparison. Our source video uses this exact format, modeling and comparing metrics side by side in a virtual 3D space. Now, why does this actually matter? Well, because the human brain legitimately struggles to comprehend the difference between $1 million and $1 billion when it's just written on a page. To our caveman brains, it's all just, a lot of zeros. But by turning money into these giant, towering 3D monoliths on a screen, this format has become the internet's absolute favorite new way to comprehend immense, almost unimaginable amounts of wealth. The really crucial point here is that this format is ridiculously effective for audience capture. The engagement on this single channel, Real Data, is phenomenal. They have a respectable 529,000 subscribers, sure, but they pulled in over 20.3 million views and 90,000 likes on this one video. A channel dedicated purely to data visualization and 3D bar charts commands engagement numbers that absolutely rival and honestly often eclipse traditional broadcast media networks. People aren't just passively scrolling, they're actively engaging with raw data. It just shows us that data visualization is no longer just for financial analysts. It is mainstream, primetime entertainment. All right, let's move into Section 1, the extreme attention economy, contextualizing the hype. Looking at the recommended videos surrounding our source data, we see a really compelling contrast. Right next to the Richest YouTube Stars 2023, the platform heavily recommends a video titled Richest Person in History 2024, which itself has over 4.3 million views. This draws such a fascinating parallel. Viewers are jumping directly from the modern digital wealth of YouTubers to the traditional historical wealth of kings and emperors. It makes you wonder, why do we so badly need to compare Mr. Beast to historical figures like Mansa Musa or John D. Rockefeller? It really highlights a deep-seated desire to contextualize modern digital success against the grand backdrop of all human history. And if we look directly at other heavily viewed videos in this exact same ecosystem, the trend is undeniable. 10 million views for a country size comparison, 8.3 million views for richest countries, over 5 million views just tracking down legendary meme heroes. Literally millions of people are tuning in just to understand the sheer scale of the world around them. Whether they're visualizing the physical size of nations, the gross domestic product of entire countries, or the lifespan of internet history, there is a massive, hungry audience for content that simply puts the complex world into a measurable, highly visual perspective. But let's bring it back to the digital titans themselves, specifically Mr. Beast, because the source data highlights exactly why there's such intense curiosity about his specific net worth. One of his videos featured in this ecosystem is titled "Lose 100 lbs, Win $250,000." This is exactly where those towering 3D monoliths of wealth we saw earlier become real. His net worth is a massive spectacle precisely because he weaponizes it for content. His wealth isn't hidden away in offshore accounts or boring stock portfolios. It is literally the primary prop in his entertainment empire. He casually gives away hundreds of thousands of dollars to ordinary people, basically turning his own bank account into this continuous feedback loop of digital wealth. And the result of using that wealth as entertainment? 260 million. That is the view count on that single Mr. Beast weight loss challenge video. 260 million. To put that into perspective, that is roughly equivalent to the entire population of Brazil tuning in to watch one creator's video. It completely contextualizes the scale of top-tier YouTube today. I mean, it is absolutely staggering, dwarfing almost any other form of media, television, or film on the planet right now. This cultural shift is perfectly illustrated by the ultimate crossover. We found related videos that pit YouTubers like Mr. Beast and iShowSpeed directly against global sports icons like Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi. Now, think about it. 10 years ago, comparing an internet video maker to the greatest, most famous athletes on Earth would have seemed entirely ridiculous. No way, right? But today, the algorithm recognizes them as absolute peers in the global attention economy. It just goes to show how creator fame now entirely rivals traditional historical superstardom. As the Real Data channel states in their own description, quote, "In this video, we compare the real-scale representation and comparison of the richest YouTubers in 2023. I want to reiterate this core mission statement because it's vital to understanding how we consume information today. They aren't trying to tell a dramatic story or, shoot a cinematic masterpiece. They're openly stating that the raw data visualization of wealth has literally become the entertainment itself. We really should care about this because it signals a massive shift in audience behavior. We've reached a point where watching numbers go up on a 3D graph is enough to captivate tens of millions of people, fundamentally changing the very definition of what we consider engaging content." Which leaves us with this final, very provocative thought to take away from today's explainer. As these view counts continue to climb into the hundreds of millions, and as these creators build multinational consumer brands off the back of this unprecedented attention, we really have to ask, will digital stars eventually out-earn the traditional historical billionaires of industry and finance? The landscape of wealth and fame is shifting rapidly right beneath our feet, and as the data clearly shows, the whole world is watching it happen in real time. Until next time, keep questioning the numbers.